On this episode of Riggin Rods with Lance Vick, we're going to go over two of my favorite summertime topwater lures and how to fish them. So let's get to it. First is a walk-in Czar spook type bait. And I don't have one of those tied on because we've been using the tail spinner topwaters. And I have two of those tied on. So I'm going to show you now how I tie on a Czar spook walk-in type bait, one of your walk-in topwater lures. Now, for my general all-purpose topwater lure, I have a 6'9" medium heavy action impulse rod. This rod can cast a long ways, and it's also short enough to where you can walk that lure proper. We're going to go over the proper techniques for walking these lures here in a minute. But first, I use 50-pound braided line on my regular topwater lure, and with a loose 7 to 1 reel retrieve. When you're fishing topwater lures, you want to make a good long cast because most of the times you're fishing shallow water. So the longer the cast you can make, the better off you are. The fish don't know you're there, and you can get more bites. So now I'm going to tie on a walking bait. This is a smaller one. And with my walking baits, if it doesn't have a O-ring on it, I'll add one. I like the oval ones because it's easier to tie and it keeps your knot in the right place. So this is 50-pound braid. We're going to tie a topwater walking lure on my 6'9". So first, double your line. Go through the split ring, give a little slack there, come around, get you an opening here, and pass the lure back through your knot. And that's the simplest knot to use is a polymer knot. Pull it tight and cut your tag in. Boom, there you have it, set up, ready to rock. So that is my smaller walking bait. Then the next rod I'm going to have rigged up is the tail spinner topwater. These lures are phenomenal. Well, when they first came out, it was so impressive. But they still keep catching fish, and the reason I really like these tail spinner topwater lures is because people from all backgrounds can really fish this easily. The next rod I'm going to have rigged up is, again, the 6'9" medium heavy action impulse rod with the loose 7 to 1 reel retrieve reel, 50-pound braid, and this rod's going to have the tail spinner topwater on. The tail spinner topwaters are easy to cast and easy to use. I have a variety of clients from around the country, and this really is a good topwater. Put in their hands, they can cover a lot of water and get big bass to bite. So along with the smaller walk-in topwater lure, which takes more technique to use, I'll have the tail spinner topwater tied on. Okay, so those are the same two rods. Now, my absolute favorite topwater lure, besides a poppin' frog, in the summertime is a large walking topwater lure. This one is a lunker punker, really big walking lure. On this rod, I have a 7-foot heavy action impulse rod with a loose Super Duty speed spool, 8 to 1 reel retrieve with 65-pound braid. This reel has the deep, wide spool. It can hold a lot of braid because I can cast this in country mile. And again, casting a long ways is very important to getting some of these really big fish to bite. Now, there's a little more technique in throwing this big topwater, and we're going to go over that now. Get this big walking lure to walk right. You're going to want to put your left foot forward, right foot back, and then let your rod drop. Twitch once. Let it go on slack line, twitch to the left, twitch to the right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. and continue that process. Fishing a walking topwater lure takes time. It really does. But the strikes are vicious, and I love it. I could fish a topwater lure like all the time. The older I get, the more I like topwater. I love to see the visual blow-ups on them. All right, this point has juice written on it. So I'm gonna take the big lure and try to catch one off this point. We're out of the juicy time of summertime for topwaters, but you never know. Here we go. Big topwater lure for a big bass. I'm gonna cross this point, comes out here, way out here, shallow. Big topwater lure. It's been really sunny for like a month and super hot. And like today, we had rain showers and oh, he got it. Oh man, that was a big one. Oh gosh. That was a big old fish. He just missed it, man. Doggone it. Let's try that again. That was a big old fish. That was exciting. That was exciting. Oh, come on, hit it again. Tail spinner, I've got on my 6'9" rod. A little bit easier to cast. 50-pound braided line. Shad color. This one, you just throw it and reel it. But one of the more important things is the height of the rod. To make this tail plop or make the right noise, sometimes you got to lift your rod tip up out of the water so it makes the plop. Get it out there, crank that baby along. Got a little wind here. Rod tip down. As long as it's plopping, you can have your rod tip, but you can adjust your rod tip to get that sound, to get that splash on that lure. Good long cast, make a long cast. Usually you're fishing pretty shallow water, so the further you can get the lure away from the boat, the better off you are. Out. Yeah. Oh, got him. Yee. Bingo.